Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and this is the review to my blind commentary, blind reaction to Raya and the Last Dragon. I had no idea it was Raya, not Raya. I mean, I knew nothing about this film though. I mean, like nothing. I feel like even more nothing than normal, and I normally know nothing, but I knew jack shit about this film, to be completely honest. It was a great movie though. I really enjoyed this one, honestly. And I tend to really enjoy all of Disney's releases. I'm rarely disappointed by a Disney film. But this one, I think, hit, it's weird because I feel like this one actually, in some ways, might have even had a little less emotional resonance than others. But I honestly think this was one of the better Disney films in a while. I think the thing with Disney is you get consistency. Like, I feel like if you watch a modern Disney film, you are going to have a good time. You are going to enjoy a good story with good characters, generally. But if you're trying to find a film that's really going to like challenge, like hardcore philosophical or psychological ideologies, or like a true masterpiece of a story, more often than not, I think you're going to be disappointed. What you usually get with these Disney films is just a really great, oftentimes really wholesome story that just really satisfies you. And I feel like that Raya did that to perfection. I feel like this was like the peak of what modern Disney is, which more often than not is just so consistent. The animation and voice acting is magnifique. Like that animation voice acting is always on par. Like that is always fire from Disney. The big budget, but also the talent that works on it. But when you look at all the other stuff involved, when you go beyond the animation and you go beyond, the animation and the voice acting and the OST and all the technical stuff, and you really look at the story from a written perspective, that's obviously where, the big criticisms, positive or negative, are going to come from with Disney, because you're going to get gloriousness from everywhere else. And I would say with Raya and the Last Dragon, what I really found interesting about this story is I feel like it did touch some story beats in ways that Disney movies typically wouldn't, yet while still following an overall feel of what a Disney movie in 2021 is supposed to be. And I feel like it tugged that line in really cool ways that I really enjoyed. But also, it just was so, like, this was the definition of a movie that, while I would not call it a masterpiece, it was just a really good movie. I loved the world, I loved the lore, I loved the character designs were awesome, to be expected. Disney is king when it comes to not just, I was going to say 3D animation, but really, honestly, animation. But all of that stuff was great. The characters were really likable. I ended up really liking Raya. I think she was one of the better, Disney film protagonists in a while. And they've had some good ones. The protagonist in Soul was really cool. I really liked him. But, honestly, I would say that Raya was the best protagonist in a while. I'm trying to think, I adore Elsa. You guys know I love Frozen, and obviously Frozen 2 was more recent. Even Elsa, I think I like Raya, more than her. I don't know if anyone can top Elsa design-wise, but Raya, adult Raya in particular, damn, that design was amazing. Raya was, amazing. She was great. I loved Awkwafina's performance, of course. She was Awkwafina. Maybe a little toned down because obviously a PG film, but she's still her great silly self. She is one of my favorite just people related to Hollywood. She is actually just the best, and I recognized her voice pretty quickly. And I actually forgot to do it in the reaction, so I'm probably actually going to edit that in on the end of the reaction, but now I think about it. But I forgot to look at the voice actors, and I'll probably record a clip after this to check that and throw that in on the end of the reaction. But I totally forgot to look at the voice actors for that, because I wanted to look up the voice actors, because specifically Raya's VA was really bothering me. And in the reaction itself, obviously, which you guys, at the end of the reaction, which I'm going to record this part right after this review, I'm going to actually like look up, verify the voice actors and what they've done and stuff, because there was a specific character that Raya was sounding like, but not entirely, and I have no idea if it was her or not. And I saw her name, and it didn't ring any bells, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to look that up after this. But I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was really good, like I said. I feel like this was just the epitome of a really good movie that just was really good, and it left everyone satisfied, and it's hard to complain about it. It was just really good. There wasn't really anything else to say. Like, it wasn't... I don't really have any criticisms of this film. Like, yeah, could it have been better? Sure. Could it have been much worse as well? Sure. But, like, everything made sense. I feel like it was really well structured. It was really well paced. I was interested throughout. It's just a good movie. Like, this movie just has a really satisfying feeling. Ironically enough, and to be fair, with Disney movies, you usually get this feeling, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm a little more satisfied than usual, so I feel like this movie was a little better than a lot of other films. Like, because Disney movies, I always love Disney movies. I'm a huge mark for Disney films. They're always great, and I feel like even more, like, I guess, I feel like Disney film, and it's right now, and I've actually seen a fair few now of like Miyazaki's works and of Ghibli films in general. So I feel like I'm more equipped to make a Ghibli and Disney comparison. I feel like Ghibli films are like somewhat better Disney films, because the thing with Ghibli films is most Ghibli films I have the exact same reaction to. They just make me happy. They make me feel good. But generally, like, structurally, they're a little better. And, of course, you know, the beautiful old school 2D, you know, Japanese anime style 2D animation is always going to be king in my heart, of course. But even though Disney does 3D so well that it's, like, freaky now. But, whereas with Disney, I get a lot of that same feeling. I think generally the stories, and again, this isn't to hate, Miyazaki's a god. But like generally the stories are a little bit weaker, I would say, overall than the Miyazaki Ghibli films. But there's a similar feeling of like just satisfaction from watching them. I feel like this film in particular, like this film, I could so see this film I could see the Ghibli version of this film so easily. And obviously it would be a little different, it would be more Japanese and stuff, but I could see it, and it would just, I could totally buy it, right? I could totally buy a Miyazaki version of Raya and the Last Dragon. And I think that, in and of itself, is a huge compliment to Disney in this film. I really liked it. Like, this one hit a little different for me. And the funny thing is that this was one of my less emotional experiences in recent memories with Disney. I feel like I've had more emotional experiences with them, and they hit a lot of their normal story beats. I'm not saying that they broke the mold or anything, that this was a brand new experience. But for whatever reason, I just really had a lot of fun with this film, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoy my reaction. I think it was pretty decent, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. But, yeah, that's pretty much my additional thoughts, I guess, on Raya and the Last Dragon, because I already did the review right before, during the credits, of course. But, yeah, links are down below to my reaction, of course, on Breach TV and Mega. Hope you guys enjoy the reaction however you want. Of course, if you're watching this 2 years down the line, maybe one or both of those links have changed. I don't know. Who knows? You know, those things are always subject to change in the long run, but at least when I'm going to be posting this, it'll be Breach and Mega. Yeah, and then obviously if you want to support me and support the YouTube channel and just the reactions really in general in the videos, you can support me on Patreon. That's the easiest and best way to do so. And you can also vote on, specifically, the movie polls. And occasionally new series. Probably not going to do any of those polls for a while. I'm not entirely sure. They kind of end up spur of the moment. But when they happen, I try to promote them while they're going on. But occasionally I have a series poll for either an anime series or a Western animated series, cartoon. But I always, every month, have a poll to determine the movie I react to, usually on the 7th, unless the 7th coincides with something else that's set, and then I might pick a different day. But I usually post these movie reactions on the 7th of every month, but it's not always the 7th but I say in the Patreon when it'll come. But in this case, it was the 7th. But yeah, and I already recorded my JoJo reaction earlier, so the JoJo is ready to go for Saturday. Of course, Sunday will be re-uploads, and then yeah, we're back a few days ahead. I kind of used up my days ahead and then recorded a lot today because I recorded JoJo in the day and now Raya in the night, so I'm all good and all set for a while again, and hopefully I can keep building on it. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got to say, so yeah, this should be, I don't even know what the streak will be. The streak is May, though. The point is that May, I'm posting videos all throughout May, hopefully, or I'll eat potato chips on camera. We'll see what happens. But anyways, Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I will see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.